Good morning, y'all. It is a wonderful day every day, but today, your boy's feeling some kind of way today. Tomorrow, we're headed to Jackson Hole, Wyoming for the Grand Butterfly Gathering, sponsored by the Trueness Project. Hi, I'm Teresa Lawrence, and this year is the third year. Now, y'all know how Dr. Loren feels about the power of three. 3 little pigs, 3 bears, 3 blind mice, 3 wishes. There were 3 crosses. Past, present, and future. Tomorrow, today, yesterday. A, B, C. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Had to do the homage to Michael. The movie's out. So, there it is. You guys, this is the year of the great outpouring. Get ready. I've told y'all for over, almost 2 years now, Shaquille. Hi, Shaquille. Good morning, everybody. To pay close attention, because your doorbell or your knocker on your door is gonna go off, and on your stoop will be abundance, prosperity, increase, and blessing. Now, they're not gonna stay if you are surprised when you see them, because those of us who are surprised with all those things I just mentioned, in most cases, we squander it. And I said, huh? Who would do that? They said, look at all your big lottery winners. That's what they do. They squander it. They've been buying those tickets religiously, sometimes for decades. The moment it shows up, in most cases within days, months, weeks, they are worse, in a more precarious situation than ever before. What is that? Because mean what you say and mean what you say, mean what you say what you mean. If it is full of meaning, it is meaningful. That way, when it shows up, you know it, because you dress that intention in the outfit that is standing before you. Check it. It's on the way. When they come to your door, don't you dare be surprised. Say, here, oh, come on in. Your rooms upstairs are marked. Take your stuff, put it away. Don't dally. Don't dilly, don't dally, don't dolly. Wash your hands clean up. We eat in 10. Because you want them to not visit you any longer. You want them to move in. They want to live with us, y'all. So there it is. That's my version of a monologue today, and I'm sticking to it. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I would be remiss in my duties. Plus, you'd probably sue my ass if I didn't do this. Welcome to the show. She's my sidekick, y'all. My version of Ed McMahon. Been here all 11 and a half years. I speak of none other than Lucy McGillicuddy. Sorry. You took me. She's mad. Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. Slow down and say my name right. Now, you see, even with this name, and you know this is an inanimate object, but it was to prove a point. Everything that comes out of your mouth, mean it. Don't just throw any turd against the wall and hope it sticks. Even Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. I must be impeccable, because there's 2 of them here today. That's how happy I am, right? I have both of my Lucy mugs and my favorite superhero. And he's not the ones that everybody always talks about, but he's been mine because I got lots of spankings. In the black world, they're called whoopings, for cutting open all of his predecessors. Stretch Armstrong. 17 of these little babies when I was a little boy. I wanted to know what's in there that makes him stretch. The same thing that we're talking about today. Freedom is why we seek to stretch. Our guest is going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, and you will too. We're going to come back in just a moment with Elle Ullman. Not to be confused with Tracy, which was a great show. Tracy Ullman show. You guys, it's Bathrobe Moments and a whole lot of show straight ahead. Don't you dare go away.
The power of we was a way of inclusion, a way of inviting anyone who needed or wanted a place to belong.
It was just very clear to me that this was something that would really benefit the young folks right here.
And to be able to give them a different perspective, that I know where they come from, I know what they're experiencing because I was there too. And letting them know that there's different actions that they can take that'll lead to a different destiny.
We really needed to hear that in order to change our community. We needed to hear that.
And they are inspired to invest in making it happen. That's powerful.
All of our stories begin with either in the beginning or once upon a time. And for me, my story began pretty much, and this is how it was referred to for quite a while, a backdoor deal. I could be living in a different neighborhood, in a different school, with different kids in the same bedroom from day to day. And so it began to feel like I was moving through a maze. I was always the kind of kid who would talk to my imaginary friends, they would talk back, and I know now that it was a great thing because it was carving out a place for me to dream. A lot of us will say, well, I want to lose 10 pounds. And then down the road, we've gained it. Why? Because want comes like a wish list, but need comes with a plan. When you feel that power, that is your story, and you see how many paths it can light, trust me, there's nothing in the world that will make you say it wasn't worth it.
Well, here she is.
Happy Wednesday, Dr. Loren. Thank you so much for having me as a guest.
Oh, thank you for having us. Where are you in the world? Inquiring minds, otherwise known as nosy, they want to know.
Well, I landed in Jackson Hole last night, and wow, all I can say is wow, I've never been here. It is definitely God's country. I could taking pictures walking off the plane. It's absolutely awe-inspiring.
I told you when you walked out. Isn't it wonderful?
Unbelievable.
I mean, you get there, and my husband and I, when we go to Mexico to our little timeshare, and we say we go for 8 days, it takes 4 of those 8 days to get everything there. When I walk off that plane, because you step out, everybody, right down like on Fantasy Island, right on the tarmac.
I was taking pictures.
You know what I mean? Because it wraps its arms around you.
Oh, a minute, it's like God, like you said, it's like when they say, you know, I grew up in Southern California, and they say NoCal was God's country. When you get off, like I said, it was like the Grand Canyon, just like this is made by a higher power.
Yes. And it's gonna feel like that every second you're there. I wish I was there now.
Well, I'm gonna see you soon, and I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Tomorrow we get there right around noon, you guys, and we're so excited. The Grand Butterfly Gathering. M. Teresa Lawrence. She's been coaching with me for about 4 or 5 years now. Yeah, because this is the third year of this. Right. Okay. So you guys, we'll get you there. We'll get you there. If you
I have to say thank you to Teresa, by the way. Thank you to Teresa Lawrence for inviting me to the Trueness Project and inspiring me to go forward and write my chapter and to put it into her anthology. I'm so grateful, and she's such a remarkable person. The truth is, you know, that energy, we were attracted by this energy. We were 500 people in a room, and I have to be honest, we were in this social moment, and I wasn't really meeting because I was like, I have so many people to follow up with, so I wasn't really going out there. She came to me, and the minute she spoke with this energy, and I loved it. Like, there was an attraction, and I co-founded I co-chaired the World Happiness First City of World Happiness in Miami, and it was just a perfect match. Honestly,
let me just tell them, that's a busy person getting a call. She probably has like 9 phones, y'all. No, only 8. What do you think I am? Right. Anyway, go ahead. The minute Teresa spoke to you.
So she had this unbelievable energy, and she told me what she was doing, and I knew right then, like, there was something more. And she had asked me to be on the board, and I looked at it and I explored it. The more I got to know her and talk to her, because it's all about people. I mean, everything I do, I'm in a place that I really feel it has to be a connection, and I had to believe in the person, and I could just see that she was on that path. She had hit that moment that changes. There's a moment, and that's what I think we're going to talk about a little bit today. You know, when people have those crucible moments, and some are trauma, some are illness. There's many things that set that adrenaline off, right? So you don't squander the time. You get a clarity and a focus and this energy, like, you know, this is what I need to do. Survival does that.
Yes. And purpose. You're surviving. Survival kicks in because you need to be here.
That's right. That's certainly what kicked off me a couple of times. A couple of things did, but I don't think, I mean, I think everybody I've met, and like the authors in this book, right? The people who have written the chapter, they've all hit that moment that was that pivotal moment that was like, there's the adrenaline, to survive, sparks that energy to get that clarity to start you on your purpose.
That's right. And listen, when she said something there, and you guys know when I hear the T word, I don't care if it's big T, little T, mama T, cousin T. Trauma. Save the trauma and the drama for your mama. The T is proof that something greater than all of us in that very moment has marked you, has marked me, has marked all of us for future greatness. Why do you think it is called growing pains and not growing tickles?
Isn't that the truth?
Yes, it is. That's why. Oh, the bell of purpose is in the house as always. Every day I ring it. This started as a little call bell. You guys might remember 12 years ago. Ding, ding. And look, transformed into a real thing. Why do I hit the bell through the course of the show? It's not a show prop. It's not a gimmick. It's a gentle, divine reminder that just like that bell, the truth has a ring to it. Let your spirit, let your soul, let everything around you tuning fork. That's right. So let's go through who you are for everybody out there. I'm the founder and CEO of Melt Music and Media Agency. Talk about that one.
So I've always had music in my background. My mother was a concert pianist. I grew up in Beverly Hills. I grew up in a celebrity school. And as much as I actually went into finance, I have to say that I went into finance because I didn't want to be in the celebrity world. But the truth is, you can't really get rid of who you are deep inside. Like, that was my DNA, and you just gravitate to it. That energy, that frequency, it pulls you to things that you are familiar with and that you know. So I started it, and I had founded a company, and my kids brought me a couple of music artists, and I did it, for love for my children. And before I knew it, I was in the music business. I have a love for technology, and I invested in one of the first music beta labels, and the rest was history. I ended up with a couple of really remarkable artists, and that's how I founded about media growing up in Beverly Hills. I mean, that's the nature of the business, right? Being in the world of film. And it was perfect. So I actually filmed a Real Hero series where we interviewed my children. I wrote the treatment. My children interviewed 12 billionaires, and it was really for the purpose of shortening young entrepreneurs' dreams so that they would become successful. Because the idea is, if you can shorten it and you can become a creative, then you can keep that dream alive.
And the thing I was hoping can I just tell you about someone real quick? Because I dropped the ball and I have a coaching client, Stanley Smith. He's 23 years old. When I met him, he was 19. He was a trainer at the gym I was at, and he was just starting. And let's put it this way. He was living on the story goes, he was living on the laundry room floor on a yoga mat at his grandmother's trailer. And today he's making over $3 million a month. That fast. He has 600 and some agents under him. Two of my nieces are there. And he is one of the most wonderful young entrepreneurs I've ever met, the most successful that I've ever met in such a short time. You know what? When you said that, let me tell you why I was witnessing that. I heard this from the universe. They said, Loren, you're an alien to this new world. These kids are indigenous. Use your world from the beginning of time. Spend 80% or more of your journey time getting things before you decided to leave things that people could feel behind. You've never seen a hearse with a U-Haul behind it. We've never seen luggage next to someone's casket or urn. So now these young kids are able in this new world to amass fortune early so that they can then
Right.
spend most of their
So
journey making the world a better place through their wealth and independence. And their word of the day, instead of a drinking game, it's going to be the bell game. Freedom. Talk about it. So
that's why I started.
freedom into this, what you just said.
Well, right now my passion is monetize you, and it's all about financial freedom. I really do. I will educate anybody that will listen on compound interest and teaching them how to just put a little bit of money a day in to the bank. And it really is exponential between the 20 and 30-year mark. So if you put in $20 a day and you just put it into a very secure investment like the S&P at 9.5%, you'll have $1 million in 30 years. And with $1 million, you can live off of that interest for the rest of your life, which is about $90,000 a year, and still leave that $1 million in principal to your children or to whoever you love. There's a mindset that I think relationships compound too. You know, I'm in both elements of the world, but that is my passion right now is monetize. It's called Monetize You, and helping anybody really to show the path to invest in themselves and be able to live whatever they want to do when they hit 50 or 60 years old.
What about, okay, you know what started moving through my mind is, you know, my story is, you know, coming out of foster care. And you do, there's an entire demographic of people who are somehow disenfranchised from the knowledge that what you're talking about even exists. You know, this day, I still don't know how to balance a checkbook. I got accepted into some great universities, USC and Cal State Fullerton, all kinds of places.
My alma mater, USC.
Oh, really? That was my number one choice, and I got in. And when I went to LA to pursue my music career, I worked on the campus at a restaurant, Cloisters.
I know the Cloisters. Oh, I know it well, actually.
I used to work there. Yes, I did. And
That's fabulous.
I didn't that something. And I'm gonna tell you something. I couldn't go because I was 16 when I graduated high school. And you know what? The state wouldn't help me with any financial aid.
Me too. I was 15 when I graduated high school.
Okay. Well, the thing is, there's so many people that feel like you're talking to someone else when you say that this is something possible. And I want let me ask you this: what do you tell people when you identify that thing known as scarcity mindset?
Well, scarcity mindset is you have to take a risk, right? There's an element to it, but scarcity mindset is actually a good thing in a way. I mean, it teaches you to be cautious, but at the same time, you're well aware of the things you have or don't have, and it makes you step out. I mean, Damon John wrote The Power of Broke, right? I mean, there is something there as far as getting out there and making and being creative and innovative, and it's not being entitled to. You have to pursue it, but you also have to take a risk, because if you don't take a risk, you can't. You can't profit. You'll be stuck in that. You'll be stuck in scarcity forever if you don't step outside and take action.
Now, scarcity mindset is not germane to people who just don't have shit. Just like being entitled. This word you gave me this. It just came out of your mouth. Entitled. When we hear that term, we think of people with the proverbial silver spoons in their mouths. No, I know people who ain't got 2 quarters to rub together, and they have an entitled mindset. Talk about that. How it works in both directions. It's not one or the other. You can be rich.
It does work in both directions, but you said one thing to me. So you're talking. My whole mission is honestly to empower those, to democratize financial literacy, to empower those who don't have access to the information, because the truth is, it's just a couple of changes that can make the difference. It's just learning. So I like to bring it to economies where there's people, like you said, whether you grew up in foster care, I bring it to the people who live in urban environments, because it just is a little information that they don't have. And if you give them the information, and you show them the tools, it changes the world.
Okay, so here we go. Y'all know I ain't got it. I have no problem with putting people on the spot. Cause, like Les Brown says, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So, ready, set,
preparation.
yes. So can I get you to tentatively agree someday, one day, sometime in October, come to Chicago and be a speaker and do a workshop at the very next Power of We Symposium?
I would be honored.
You would?
I would be honored.
We had
Honestly,
a clip.
I can't think. Oh, is that, yes, I love the clip actually. I just saw it. I was like, I don't know if you can see me on video while I react, so I didn't want to I was like, yeah, that's it. I go, this is exactly what I believe in.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I'm telling you, the Power of We is a movement, and shout out to all of the Power of We contributors that are in my world and the kids that have come through our doors over the last 10 years. So
unbelievable. The movement is actually unbelievable. What a gift.
Thank you so much. And I'm so happy to hear someone like you find meaning in what we're doing. So that
is the energy you leave behind, right? That is the gift to the universe and humanity.
That's right. That's right. So here's the next thing on the who's list. I'm reading from the menu, which is our guest today, Elle Ullman. So it says you're an investor and advisor in esports and also emerging technology. You associated with esports organizations and investments involving companies such as Team 33. There's my Power 3, y'all, again. See, told y'all it's a real thing. Power 3, X-Set, and M80. And M80. That should be my theme music, clearly. So anyway, M80, I remember when I was in basic training in the Air Force at Lackland Air Force Base, we had the M16, but this is an M80. M80s, isn't that a firework?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Don't play with them.
Okay, no. I have scars because, of course, born on the 4th of July. You think I haven't blown things off? Not up, off. And it says that you are often described as an early female investor in esports and Web3, there's the 3 again, related ventures. Talk about that. These aren't places a lot of women go.
So what's interesting is I never really thought about it as being a woman. Truthfully, it's true. Not a lot of women go there. And I can tell you some crazy stories of there's some resistance when you're one of the only people in the room. But so I have always loved places where there's user-generated content and true communities. And when it started with esports, I honestly saw the opportunity. I said, look at all these kids. They're online all the time. Doesn't matter win or lose. They have communities. They're going to stay in them. Just like church. If you belong to a certain religion, you're going to keep going back there. No matter what happens in the world, that's your community. And it was just similar with esports. And there were millions of people playing in this demographic. And I said, let's go online and use it as a marketing tool. Look at the reach these kids have. So I started investing in esports and then was asked to, I actually became an owner and the CSO of the #1 Fortnite team in the world. And I just looked, I follow my kids because I'm passionate, I love them. And I just realized this last week that 3 of mine are still in the top 10 over at Fortnite. And I actually reached out to the person that's managing them now and said, hey, what do you think? Maybe do we want to start another house? I said, I'm not sure. And then Exit and M80. I have some friends who they were over at FaZe Clan and they left, they branched off, Clinton Sparks and Marco and Greg Selko, and they branched off to start Exit, and then they broke apart. And I helped raise a couple $1 million for M80 with the VC. Wow. So I've been involved. It's a passion, and I love. I've always liked gaming. When I was a kid, I used to go with my little brother.
Your idea and mine are completely different. Hold on, I got it right here. So I'm just going over here to my gaming center to pick up. I'm into gaming too. Every day I play Galaga. So
I love it.
I know.
That's a collectible.
It's the only one I can afford. right? So, but it works and it's great. So gaming, let's talk about that. That's
Well, you
another.
know, it started truthfully as a kid. I literally, my parents got divorced, and I with my brother, and we used to seriously. When I got 16, there was a Taco Bell down the street, and there was an asteroids machine in it. And my favorite thing was to go to the Taco Bell and then play the asteroids. And you just start, you start in gaming,
You start-
Pac-Man, asteroids, Mario Kart.
all of the well, my limitation is Miss Pac-Man. I'm lucky I
Yeah.
remember Pong. Do you remember
Me
Pong?
too. Of course.
We were sitting there on Christmas Day and just hitting that one little
Bing.
thing off the wall. And right, and the lines and the things were going like this. Look how far we've come. The freedom to dream.
So this is what I said. When you talk about dream, I heard you say that, and I said, of the 10-12 billionaires that the kids, millionaires, billionaires, that we interviewed with the Real Hero series, one thing that was consistent among all of them, it was to have a dream, a big dream. They all said that. And growing up in Beverly Hills in the film industry, that is what it was all about. People dreamt, and then they made them come true, and they put them on screen. So maybe that's why I don't think anything's impossible, right? It's a matter of time, and you have this vision, and there it is. But it takes time and consistency. There is a path to do it. But I know for sure dreams come true. You manifest them, you visualize them.
I'm just sitting, you know what? My ADHD. I'm sitting here going, wait a minute. I forgot that part. You and I don't know if I should say this because is that the equivalent of asking a woman her age? You and I are the same age.
Oh, we are.
I mean, same age. We have the same two numbers in our age. Just put it that way. And although you don't look like it,
oh yes, I do.
that's no, you don't. But it's not what you look like; it's what you feel like. You see, and I feel wonderful. True. I really feel wonderful. But I was just thinking about it. I lived and managed Las Palmas Villa Apartments right across the street in the Hollywood Hills, across from the Hollywood Bowl. And I said, I wonder how many times you and I walked right past each other.
Oh, no doubt. How many times I attended an event at the Hollywood Bowl.
We hot wings on Melrose.
Oh yes.
Okay. Wait a minute. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Places like that. Did you ever go to any drag shows at the Penny Feather? Yeah. Or the Rave?
No. Wait. I have something crazy. So my husband and I, we met. I didn't really do a lot of clubs, but I met him at a club when I was broken up with a boyfriend downtown LA. And when we got back together, at Le Cage aux Folles.
You did?
In Beverly Hills. Yeah, in West Hollywood. That's where we saw it. It was one night. It was the night to go, and his friend, he's Norwegian, came over. He goes, "He has been looking for you," and that's where it was. At Le Cage aux Folles.
Wow. WOW, wonders of this world. I believe that when we say "wow" in the presence of someone, because what they're describing or who they are, the combination between the triangle, because there's the story and the two people, the listener and the hearer, the speaker and the listener. It is because what you're describing was a divine moment.
I believe that's why I know. I saw my husband in my dream. This is true. Like, I mean, people are going to think I'm crazy, but I believe it. I saw him. When I was like 14 or 15. I didn't meet him too many years later, and it was very unlikely that we would get together. Like I said, my husband's Norwegian. We met like in a very like a circumstance that was atypical, and we've been married for 36 years.
Wow. See, there it is again. And I stretched that one out because it's only been 10. Is it 10? Uh-oh. I have a hard time. And my husband's like, He knows. Okay. Well, I'll come. No, this really happens. Wait till you meet Dr. Brian, my husband. I'll come in.
I'm looking so forward.
There'll be a big basket on the center island with stuff in it. And my name, I'm like, what's this? What do you mean? Today's the anniversary. I'm like, it's not October because we got married October 14th. No, this is the day that we met online. And I'm like, how do you remember this?
What sign is your husband?
He's October. I don't know. Don't even ask me his birthday. It's either the 28th or the 26th. I can never keep it straight. I'm not a numbers person. I'm a word person.
He's in October and he has that memory. I'm October 8th. My dad was the 28th, by the way. But
I think that's it.
Yeah, my grandmother was 30.
But see, he kind of cheats because he makes like the code to the garage. is one of our dates. His banking codes every one of them is a date. So he's practicing every time he goes in.
It's turning into long-term memory there, muscle memory.
Yes.
I love it. That's a good idea.
I know. He's my husband. You're gonna love Dr. Brian. He is referred. Let me ask you about this. We talked about this the other night, and I have finally gotten him to the point where he will consider it. He gets really uncomfortable. Everyone refers to Brian as a pure soul. And it makes him, they say he's so pure. And he goes, I hate when people, I said, why? And I say it, my way of saying it is, oh, Brian, no, he's not going to eat a CBD gummy. That's Richie Cunningham. See, that's what I say, you know.
What a gift. It's so priceless to be pure.
Well, when you hear that about a person, you're a learned woman and you're a spiritual woman. What do you, I'm hoping you'll be able to something on him when you see him this weekend. Why do you think people are so uncomfortable? Now we can get called all kinds of dirty names and not be nearly as uncomfortable. Oh well, that's their opinion. But when somebody says something like that,
I understand why actually. Because I do. Because nobody wants somebody perfect. And that's the way they associate it with, right? Everybody looks at it like, the more perfect you are, we're imperfect, and it's intimidating, and we're not comfortable.
Yeah, that's true.
For somebody that feels, and a pure comes off. It doesn't mean he's perfect, but it comes off that feeling sometimes, and I think that's
a lot to live up to. And it would be a lot to live.
Yeah, right. And I can say I'm not perfect, right? Sometimes I'm like, I'm not perfect. I don't intend to be perfect. And if someone is perfect, sometimes are pure. It depends on how you interpret it, but I think you need pure heart, and I love it. Pure heart is precisely,
So that means that all speaks to intentions. Now we've got a lot of show ahead of us. We're going to go to a brief break, and when we return, I'm giving you heads up so that you can hear about it early. We're going to talk about the IN words. I believe they are the words that the soul literally puts on. Well, this is my thing real quick. 2 lanes in this world, in this journey. One lane is sacred. The other one is scared. They have the same letters, and then they only get switched because, distractions. Look, Oprah. And they switch it. You're on the sacred lane. All of a sudden, it's raining. The top won't go up. That all that hairdo that was perfect is all wet. You look like a drowning rat. You go, how did I get over here? You switched lanes and didn't know it. Now, the signs on the side of the road, the billboards, if you will, are the words and the things that our soul or the other side put up there for us to see. Turn back. Bad road ahead. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Integrity, insight, instinct, ingenuity, innocence, intentions, inspiration, all internal, all inside. And
I love those. Integrity, inspiration,
all of those are
insight is huge too. Honestly.
That's right. So when we return, we want to hear your take on any of those words. Pick a couple that you want to zero in on and give a masterclass on why you have chosen those inner words. There's the IN again. They're all inside. And trust me, if you end up going off the road and you didn't intend to go off-roading, you weren't in your Jeep or whatever it is they use, if I've never done it, guess what? It's because you extended an invitation to something or someone that does not serve you. We're going to talk about how to get back on the right side of the road.
I look forward to it. I've got it. Thanks a lot. I look forward to coming back.
You guys, listen, this is a great time to bless in the manner in which you would like to be blessed. Phone a friend. Share this out. We'll be right back. Lots of shows straight ahead. Mm-hmm.
Because now I know when something happens in our lives that is unexpected, you have to go into it in order to ever have any hope of coming through it. So when you go, guess what? When you come out the other side, you grow.
Brought out more in me than I thought that I didn't even know that I had.
That has given all of us a great hope for what we can do with our own messages, our abilities to deliver, but but most importantly, to deliver it in an authentic and very, very intriguing way.
Have you ever been in something or felt something where the only way you felt you could deal with it was to leave, get away? I thought that was the meaning of control. It took me 4.5 years to stop looking around the room of my life, of my journey, of my purpose, digging in cushions for a remote that never existed. Looking, relooking, going back and upgrading, bringing in and pulling out. Things that do not serve you must go. Those things out in this world that are designed to bring us down, to keep us down, put their foot on our neck and whisper to us that we're never good enough, they don't whisper. They yell at us from all directions, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, corner to corner, 365 days. When somebody asks you about yourself, don't you dare whisper. When they ask you to raise your hand, don't you dare half raise it. When they ask you something good about you, you scream it with all you have. Come on now, get up, get up. Tell me who you are. Show me who you are. Greatest truth of all, that not everyone has to remain lost.
Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm Dr. Loren, and I have the illustrious Elle Ullman here. We gave you a little task before we went to the break to choose a couple, how many ever you feel you can handle, I-N words. They're internal, they're inside. And we invite people to listen or not. What are your two that you want to, or three that you want to bring in today? Which stand out to you?
Well, I loved integrity. And I'm going to say, because, you know, we did the Carlos Santana coffee deal. And I think I learned a lot from Carlos. And he said, trust is thrust. And I was thinking of all the deals and the relationships I had. You can't get past the starting line, or you can destroy something amazing if you break trust, right? You don't have business partners that you don't trust, that you think could circumvent you. Relationships, when they break trust. I've had moments in 36 years that were pivotal, but I can say that there are these, truthfully, trust is what gets you past. You continue the friendship. And I heard you say something in the break, and you said, you know, it's if it doesn't serve you, get rid of it. And when you find someone that you don't trust, you know, my mother always said, you know, you take away everything that doesn't look like the elephant, and that's what you have to do. That's the end. And sometimes it's really hard to get rid of people you love that you don't, or you've been friends with, that have violated trust. But it's not as hard to get rid of business partners. You have to just know that business partner, even if they're giving you money, they will, once a snake, you know, that is in your DNA.
Oh yeah.
They tend to repeat the action, and just caveat emptor. You know, then of course inspire. I mean, I'm all about motivation and courage and energy, because I believe, you know, in the power of you. And nobody's going to be your biggest advocate for you but you. And you have to know, nobody's going to stand up on the line and go out there and stomp for you until you stomp for yourself. And you've got to do that, and you've got to lead. And the truth is, there's so many kids that looking for a voice, and I have seen the development. Just give them the power and the encouragement and inspire them. And you can inspire the greatest leaders at all different ages, honestly, that can really change the world too, just by giving them encouragement.
That's right.
So those are two of the I-N words that I really like.
Well, we're going to go to integrity, and I want to ask you something. We hear this all the time, but I realized something. It's almost like, well, right now, one of my big things, and as I finish writing more and more books about intention, absolutely right, about the soul, I know that I'm going to go down this lane that I'm about to treasure, but because I'm writing a book called Word Turds for kids. How? Right. Because it's time we stop throwing any old turd against the wall and hoping it will stick. You see what I'm saying? I don't think it sure is weird. No, it's weirdly wonderful. Isn't it funny how it's funny magical? It sure is strange. It's strangely intriguing. Because you see what I mean? Because now it changes the meaning. what people see every time a word comes out of our mouth.
Exactly. You visualize with words. You're using
That's
words that allow that visualization. I love that.
Changes it. If you just leave straight,
You're frozen. You're frozen, Dr. Loren. Come back to me.
there. See? Nuh-uh. I'm used to it. I already know what that means. That's the tricky monkeys. They try to put their hands over the ears. When that stuff happens, I write down the last word that came out of whoever's mouth it came out of.
That's right. Here, we're having internet issues. Dr. Loren, can you log back in? Get logged back in. I'm going to try to log back in. I think we're having internet issues. I don't know what side it's on.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can. Oh no. I can hear. I can see.
Okay, she's back. Oh, she's back on another one. Okay.
Oh wait, I can go over.
Look at, there's two of you. Double vision. I'm getting rid of one.
I'm closing the first one.
Okay, close it. There you go. Okay, she's back. Okay.
Just
so
because that way we both
what
logged in.
It does. I'm gonna tell you, whenever you're doing something powerful, expect something that thinks it's powerful, more powerful, to try to jump in. It's like when you've ever been a karaoke girl. When I was in Hollywood, and I wasn't at karaoke. We went everywhere every weekend. Those of us trying to get our moment. You know, dancers that ended up in Janet Jackson's videos, Rudy Houston, Rowdy Jackson. Those were my buddies, and we would go to these places, and I'd be up there doing my signature song. I got my dinner, literally sang for my dinner with Holding Back the Tears, Simply Red. I tear it up, but here comes some drunk woman. Trying to jump on you. I did not. If I wanted background singers, I'd have been Diana Ross.
You're very funny. That's hilarious, and I definitely relate in the karaoke zone.
Yes. So what I'm saying is this: we have so many things. I said all that to get to this juncture. We need to do better. I don't believe in constructive criticism. I've changed it for my world and my journey, and the world I leave to the journeys beyond me. Constructive insight changes everything. I don't want to hear
be criticized, right?
Right.
Immediately you push back.
But when you say insight, and you can back it up, well, why insight, Dr. Loren? Because insight is that kaleidoscope of purpose where greater than God, Allah, has hidden your greatest keys to your greatest blessings in plain sight. And you know why that is? Listen, this one too. There's three types. Here's the power of three. Watch this one, Elle. It will either make no sense, or that you're on the right track because you said to no sense. What you talking about? Talk to my hand. I talk to my ass because the hand ain't listening. That's what I tell them. And I move to the middle, and they go, I don't know why you told me that. That's common sense. Well, then how come you ain't telling me? Talk to the hand, ass because the hand ain't listening. And I move to the third one, and guess what's there? Well, Loren, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. You see, that's where you want. So here it is. Go ahead, respond.
I was going to say, I found a gift, really, when you get constructive criticism or the insight, because as you get older, mentors are a gift to, coaching and get moving up and to receive it. It's just the truth. You have an opportunity to just receive and be grateful that someone's giving you the insight, that they care enough about you. You don't have to take it all. You can be grateful if you're being coached, you should. But the truth is, you don't have to take. You can take the part that matters, and I say take the good and leave the rest. But don't push it away, because when you push it away, you push away somebody that cares enough about you to coach you.
And you got that right. Oh, and I hope Rockstar, I have some of the best, greatest coaching clients on the planet. Shout out to the LMH Coaching Rockstars. And I have a lifetime coaching program. And I tell you, and why? Yes, I do. The price has never changed. It's been the same price for 12, 13 years. And because why would I want to give up my front row seat when I've seen the actual blueprint of your future greatness? I don't want to go nowhere. I want to be right here, ready for my standing ovation. Now, I want to ask, how do you feel about this? We don't take things all the way across the finish line. For instance, the saying, when someone shows you who they truly are the first time, believe them. Now, what do you think I'm talking about? Something negative or something positive?
Oh, you can be either way. I mean, if you see charisma, when I see charisma walk into a room, I know they got superstardom in them. But if I see, like, it's that trust, though. Same thing. If you see that element, then you know they're not. I'm not going to give names. I have a real big example of this, and it took them 2 years before the snake came back, but they came back.
There it is. I told y'all. But see, that's what I'm getting at. You know better, but you know that 90%, when they're not inside the woo world, as they put it, or they're not enlightened, or they're not even trying. When you hear something like, when somebody shows you who they're really, first time, believe them. You go to the negative. But why don't we think that and apply that when we see the light in someone? They showed me who they were. We're so quick to go, she did what? I would have never expected. I ain't talking to her no more. You think they cut you off? An entire decade of nothing but X's. And then comes 1-0. And they're ready to put an X up like on America's Got Talent. Out of here. Why are we quick to discard?
It's centered in human nature. I'm not kidding. I have 3 kids, and I can tell you, if they find, it's the same thing. If you find a girl or a boy that loves you and they're so good and they're so great, they don't want that one. They want that one that they got to go chase. It's not good for them. They can't help themselves. They go after the negative. So the same thing, like sometimes when you see the bad or something stands in front of it, there's a carrot in front with the bad, and they want the carrot, and they choose to think that the carrot will overtake the bad. It doesn't. But, it's like, I'm going to put all this money into your company, but that person's not. But guess what? At the end, doesn't matter. It doesn't work out. And I think that it's our nature not to look at the greatness in people and to take another path.
Whose nature?
I almost wonder if it's kind of human nature.
Well, human, because human is frailty. The human experience is based in growth and expansion, but the divine is natural. It is natural. That's why it's nature. And I'm gonna say this because to believe the Christianity story, it says that we were made in God's image. Now, people go, and I tell people this, listen, I've had some Christians get mad at me when they say, God is number 1 in my life. I say, well, it's not number 1 in my life. Number 2. What? I said, because, what did they say? The scrolls say, first, in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was in God. That's 3. The Word in God with God. That's 3. Ding, ding, ding. Enough for me, which means that's when God said, let there be light. When he had the Word, the 4 agreements up on my wall, be impeccable with your word. So first comes the Word, then comes God, then comes me.
That's a gift.
You see what I'm saying? Because
you have a gift of word, Dr. Laura. You do. You truly do. That is, you have definitely found your gift.
Thank you. No, my gift found me. Because when it found me, I didn't have anything to even open my eyes and look. But I was looking through my outer eyes. When that thing finds you, guess what happens? You are making the complete triangle, because I stopped looking with my outer eyes, because these things can't even see the address across the street on the house over there. My inner eyes, which are my... Are you ready for this? Here it is. The inner eyes are my real eyes, because they're the windows to the what? To the soul. And when I look through those, my real eyes, that's when I say, you know what? I began to realize what I could be. I began to realize where I could go. I began to realize that I see greatness in you. and it is reflecting the greatness within me. I realize through my real eyes.
And to be able to give that gift, that energy to someone, we have a frequency. We actually have true energy in us. We have
Yes.
our own frequency. And so does the universe. It's alive, and we can give it and feel it. And that's what you really do need to find that frequency in yourself. And you're the one who needs, it's a little, sometimes it's a journey, sometimes it's a trauma. That
Yes.
sets it off, right? I mean, there is that moment a lot of times that all of a sudden you knew it, but it's what the trigger to get you to go in that direction. And
I want to ask you.
Yes.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm listening.
I just want to make sure we get a where people can find you, because I know they're going to be itching to talk more and learn more. Where do they go to learn more about what you know that they need to know? Is there a
go
website?
To Elle Ullman. Yes, you just go to @ellman.com, and I have some master classes on there. Invest in you, monetize you, and the purpose of you. The You series. So you had the We series, and I'm like, I want you to. I mean, I do believe in community. I believe in community. I believe that nobody does anything great alone. I honestly, I think it's who you know. But
do you know why Greater Than told me to call the project with the kids the Power of We? Because a lot of them stood alone. The Power of We, let me tell you this about it. I took a page from Willy Wonka, one of my greatest heroes. Willy Wonka and the Never-Ending Story got me here because they were made in that day for me. And it's my story, I'm sticking to it. Anyway, Willy Wonka, the kids who had the golden tickets, he made them wait outside that wrought iron fence until he came down. Thank you, Gene Wilder. Until he came down that carpet, fell down. He came out feeble, broken looking. And then he rolled and popped up and landed, and he stuck the landing, right? Then he opened the gates, just like Dorothy had to go through the door from black and white into color to go into the land of Oz. That is how it is. And so the Power of We, they stand out there, all of us, Jason Cisneros, all my friends that are speakers. You'll do it too. We'll be in there posing for the paparazzi, which is really just friends of ours with cameras. Click, 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 click. And they're looking through the gates. And then we go out the back door of the mansion. It's always in a mansion in Chicago, in Atlanta, the built on ballroom, because they have fences. And they stand out there, and then we come around. Hey, what are y'all looking at? They go, some stars. They don't even turn around. And then they turn around. It's the people that were just, now, you walk that same road that we were on. We're going to open the door. You walk in as a stargazer. Today, you walk out as a trailblazer. And that's what happens.
Transformation. So there's so many kids that are alone. I actually have Happy Health is that. It was really for mental health. And having the gamers that I was talking to you about, where you were frozen. Having the gamers that I was talking to you about, there are so many that spend time alone. And during COVID, I noticed so many young people with mental health issues because they were alone. And I really think in the world of AI, not just it started after COVID, but in the world of AI and things that are not authentic, we're going to have more and more of these in-person events and being together. And I think the power of we as a community is golden, honestly, because it is about them working together. And like you said, they're the gates and they open up. But when my daughter was when my Kimura gave my daughter Russell Simmons' wife at the time an opportunity to model for her, and they were at Sephora, and Haley, I said, thank the Kimura, and Haley went over and thanked Kimura, and she said, honey, there will be a million people to give you opportunities. It's what you do with them that counts. And that's the truth. There will be people to give you opportunities.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
My name is Shakil. I am the show producer. We are really sorry for the inconvenience. I think Dr. Loren is having some issue with his devices and the internet. So please take the lead and say goodbye to the audience, and we can finish the show for today.
Okay, I can do that.
Looks like he's just joining. Let's see. Okay, he's back.